Time to talk some football. Hello folks. It's a smoky day here in Saskatchewan. They call it moderate, but my lungs call it poor. I wonder a day like today what the rating would be in Mosaic Stadium. Yeah, CFL is gonna have to come up with a plan with smoky weather, because especially in Saskatchewan, it's getting to be more the norm than the abnormal smoke we've been getting. Like, it doesn't look bad on camera, but when you get out in the open, it's pretty bad, and my lungs tell me it's bad. Got my mask with me here. Didn't want to talk with a mask on, pain in the ass. But like I said, the CFL is going to have to make up some sort of a set rule of how long you can wait to call off the game, and etc, etc. Especially, like I said, in Saskatchewan, where you got a good majority of your fans are coming in from a long ways, some of them longer than even me if I'm going to a game from Saskatoon. 2 hours and a little bit. Good road and everything, but it's a pain in the ass if you're going to a game and you get there and there's no game. You know, you can give away another ticket or do whatever, but you've still made that long trek, and that's going to cut into the people that are going to want to go to any games. It'll be a factor, I'll guarantee it. At this damn weather with smoke lately, like, I don't know if to me, they'd probably call it off even with this amount of smoke, if they called that game off, the last one off on the Friday night. So I haven't looked at the forecast for tomorrow in Regina. They're all right, I guess, if the wind switches around to the south. But right now, it's pretty heavy out in the open, especially. You can notice it. Anyway, I have to deal with that. That's all there is. It'll be a short video. I don't want to be out here too long. Got my mask. I'll be able to walk a little farther once I get going here. Come on, Ryan. Get going. Where was I? Just the weather. I'll make my predictions here. That's my video for predicting this week. Did really well last week. Went 4 for 4. That's a good one. This week, not sad easy again, you know. A lot of them could go either way. Calgary, Montreal, Calgary at home. So I'm taking that, Calgary at home. And no Alexander for Montreal. Everybody's on Moss's case for playing him before he was ready to go, and he's saying nah, he was ready to go, it just came back. Well, obviously he wasn't. That's gonna cost him. He's on the 5 game, you know. Like, I guess as long as they make the playoffs and he's good for playoffs, I don't think they got Bully. Bethel Thompson just hasn't been a very good backup as they thought he was going to be. So I'm taking Calgary. I think Mills will have a big game against them. And Vernon Adams, he's still hot. And until some team can cool him off, I can't see them losing that game. And then the next game is the Rider game. I'll talk a bit about that one after, at the last, what's happening with the Riders. Of course I'm going to be picking the Riders. And then there's Winnipeg, Toronto. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, I don't know. I'm picking Winnipeg here. I'll see I'll have a better look once I know who's starting. I might change that one. I'll let you know in the comments after. I might take Toronto in this one. It'll all depend whether, you know, like if Kelly can get in there and they don't have to start Arbuckle, I can see that one being a victory for Toronto. The only thing with Toronto is they seem to be searching for players. As I said before, they always seem to be able to find new talent for the CFL. They're the biggest feeders in the CFL as far as I'm concerned, for players all over the bloody league end up playing in CFL. But Toronto's the one that got them in here, introduced them, and they've been still searching, bringing in new players for all sorts of positions. So I'm going to take Winnipeg. I might change that one. It'll all depend if that Bryant's back for Winnipeg, because they're already missing Lofton, and looks like Schoen's going to be still out. I think another one of the receivers is out, Winnipeg. Like I said, closer to game time, I'll have a look at who's playing for that one. Might change the check mark on that one. And then the next hardest one for me to pick, Hamilton, BC. At the beginning of the year, I picked Hamilton to come out of the East for on top for the season, and I don't know. I just have a feeling on this one. I'm going to go with it. BC. It's another one I might change, but I think Rorick's due for a bloody game, and Hamilton's not been good at stopping the run. They barely run themselves, so they rely on Bo a lot. That's why I'm going that direction. Yeah, I'm going that direction because I think Butler will have a big game against them. He's been running well, and they've had good running schemes, and then the BC's defense, they're due for a few sacks, and that's exactly what you got to do to beat Bo, is take them down a few times, get them rattled, and they've got the personnel there to get at them, and they just haven't done it yet. I just can't figure it out. Betts and Covington, and they had good linebackers. I can't believe they haven't gotten more sacks than they have gotten. Well, that's what I'm relying on there for that bet. Like I said, the last two I might change. I don't know. I'll just see who's going to be the starters closer to game time. There's a lot of that makes a big difference. With the Rider game, like I said, I'm taking Riders. Mainly because, you know, of course they're rated high, power ranked high, way higher than Edmonton. Edmonton beat us last time though, and it was Ty Ford that lit it up, and that's the big question mark. Is Ford going to start, or is Cody going to start? I'd love to see Cody start, and we get after him, you know, put Cody in his place. But be something if he came back and lit it up on us. That'd be a real storyline then, I'll tell you. Be lots of headlines if Cody lights it up against us. So they'll have to plan for both of them starting, which kind of gives you an advantage, you know, not knowing who's going to be the starter. And of course we've got a running back. We had to bring in the one we had at camp, Mario Anderson. He didn't really show too good when he actually did get a chance to play, but he's got the start. He'll be in the lineup because there's no way you can go in with just one running back, especially with AJ's style of running. Looks like he's going to get hurt on every play. He doesn't hold back. He's a hard runner. I would have merely laughed if they could have brought Harris back. Wouldn't have that been some story? Harris returning to the Rough Riders, going from coach to on the field. that would have been some headlines. Because he was a hell of a runner in his day, I'll tell you. He was the threat. He was the Bombers, as far as I'm concerned. But they're bringing back that Mario. So I think we'll be all right against Edmonton. I don't think there'll be a miracle for Edmonton to win this one. It would take a miracle run playing by a quarterback for Edmonton. I don't know why, you know, their defense has all those new players, and guys they brought in on the free agency, and just hasn't panned out. I thought they'd have one of the premier defenses of the league. Man, oh man. This bloody COPD, I can tell when there's a lackage of fresh air. It just doesn't get to my system. So I won't be out here too long. The only other question mark, I guess, is for the Riders is Thurman going to play? We got adequate backup, but he's a pretty damn good middle linebacker. Something to do with his foot, toe, in fact, I heard. So I don't know if he's going to be playing. Sounds like the rest is status quo, which is a miracle for the offensive line. We actually can dress the same players 2 games in a row. I think we'll win that one. I might get back to you before the other games yet. See who's starting in that, but right now I can't get outside that much here. I got a lot of work to do in the garden, but I'll just wear my mask. That mask, I seem to sweat way more. Anyway, the video is way longer than I thought it was going to be. It's already getting up to probably 10, 12 minutes, at least, anyway. Anyway, again, I'd like to thank everybody that watched the videos. It's very, very much appreciated, and I love all your comments, negative or positive. It's your view, baby. And everybody's got a view. There's always guys that love the Riders, and guys that always don't like them. There's guys like me that love the Riders, but I'm not afraid to criticize and say what I think about the play. If it's not what I like, what the hell, that's what I think. You know, some player I don't like, and I don't like calling down players, but that's the way it is. You know, that's sports, baby. You get paid to play, you get paid to perform, and you know, I'm a faithful fan, but if they're not playing the way you want, you gotta say something. And right now, boy, we're on top of the world, 5-1 anyway. So I can't complain too much about that, can you? Anyway, till next time, comment down below, hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks a lot anyway. Till next time, go Riders go. Let's take on the schmoes. I call them the Eskimos, but the Elkers. Take them down, grab their antlers and throw them to the ground, baby. Go Riders go.